Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Cummins. I'm a historical researcher and author. Now, I've started a new mini-series called True Ninjutsu. And this series is going to focus on the teachings of possibly the greatest and most accurate and most reliable primary evidence we have on the arts of the Shinobi. That's Shinobi no Jutsu. Now, the reason this information is so solid is because it was written by a samurai called Ogasawara sensei. Now, he was from the Sengoku period, so that means late 1500s, and he was a battle-tested, I don't know if he actually fought in battle, but he was in the warfare period under probably Tokugawa Ieyasu or Takeda Shingen. We are not sure. However, he ended up working for or being on the side of Tokugawa Ieyasu. Now, where did he get his information from? Well, not only was he in the wars, he recorded one of possibly the greatest military manuals Japan has left, called Gunpo Gyoshu. Now, he got his ninja information from a guy called Hattori Jubeimon, okay? And he was an absolute Sengoku period Hattori ninja, probably from Iga. We don't know that, but probably. And he wrote down the information after the wars. We know he wrote down just as the wars finished between 1603-ish up until about 1625, 1630. We know he wrote all about warfare and about Shinobi no Jutsu. But it's pure late 1500s information. So this is primary evidence, primary documentation that gives us a baseline. So in this mini-series, this today is just an introduction and I'll give you one lesson, but the next lessons that come along will go straight into it. So just so you're aware, this is possibly the most or the best description we have of the arts of the ninja in the times of war by a dispassionate observer, which means he wasn't a ninja, he wasn't interested in it, he was just recording all of warfare, not just ninjutsu, everything, and it's been left to us. And if you want to read all of what we've translated so far, you can find it in the secret traditions of the Shinobi and Samurai and Ninja. They're already translated, they're already out, but I'll take you through it in this series. There was once a lord who wanted to bring down a castle. However, the castle was well defended. The men inside of it were all unified. The commander who led them was excellent. This was a difficult castle to get into. There was no discord between the men. So they sat around and he gets his samurai close to him and says, "What can we do? This is really difficult." And one samurai says, "I know how to do this. There are ancient ways. However, before I tell you what they are, or before I do them, you have to promise my son and my grandsons patronage, i.e. family fudai, so generational retainers constantly." He said, "If you promise me that, I will create discord." And he said the chances are about 90% I will be able to create discord between the factions in that castle, even though they're really tight at the moment. So the Lord says, "You are a man of iron will. I promise you that your descendants will be hired by me and I will remember your name." Because everybody knew this was a death mission. So this is a bit of a doom spy idea. So it's agreed, everything's sorted. The samurai shinobi gets into the castle secretly, creeping in, and he's purposely caught. He makes sure he is caught. So they're looking for him, they grab, "Oi, intruder, shinobi, shinobi." So he's running, he runs, he gets to a point and he has embers on him, so probably a donohi, and he takes out a letter and he, because flaring the embers up, getting away from people, and the letter burns and he throws the letter down, throws the donohi away, draws his sword and starts attacking people. Boom, boom, and bit by bit they jump on him, sword's gone, everything's taken, and down he goes. They tie him up and they say, "Right, we have you now. if you don't tell us what was in that letter, we are going to torture you and you will die a horrible death. So he says to them, he's laughing. Bullshit. He's like, not a chance. He says, I have learned the ways of Tengu goblins. So, mystical ways. He said, and also there's a traitor in your midst, in your retinue. How on earth do you think I could get into this castle without a traitor letting me in? He says, I was fully prepared to die. All I did was come here to talk to the traitor and create, basically to follow through on the plan. And then he says, you will never make me talk. Then he bites his own tongue off and bleeds to death and basically drowns in his own blood and dies. Then, of course, everybody's like, who's the traitor? Who's the traitor? Who's the traitor? So then discord and like a black seed starts to grow inside them. And all the Lord has to do is wait outside. And bit by bit, they start arguing between each other. And the defence of the castle slackens because they're internally fighting now, which means gaps in their defences start to open as they don't trust each other. So the Lord goes in, takes the castle, and the Shinobi's descendants are hired for as long as they can remember. Now this is apparently a real story from the Sengoku period, really happened, and that's recorded in a document from about the 1620s, 1630s, as I've said. And that, guys, is an example of ninjutsu. That's to die. Remember, loyalty for the Lord using ninjutsu, but what's happened is he's got his sons to last on, so basically he got employment for 100 years because of doing that. Right guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram below. Let me know, I have one question about this story. Is it possible to die by biting your own tongue off? Has anyone got any actual evidence for this? Will you die if you bite your own tongue and drown on the blood? Is that medically possible? Let me know in the comments below because I'd like to know that fact. But also quote where you're getting the information from. I'd like to get some quotes on this.